A final in the NBA Finals, Game 6 between the Lakers and the Heat. And for the 17th time, the Lakers, Kenny, are NBA champions.
Yeah, first time in a decade. Let's get to the pictures as seen on ABC. Heat forced this Game 6, trying to get to a Game 7. Goran Dragic. The celebration. This is for everyone in Inglewood. I still think of him as Inglewood, personally. Anthony Davis getting his title, emotional. Rondo and LeBron. This was something to behold. Los Angeles Lakers take them out in 6. They were prohibitive favorites. They were like 3-1 favorites going in. Heat gave them a nice run through 5, but were no match. Actually closed it a bit at the end, but it was all garbage time in the final quarter. The Lakers have that trophy. Larry O'Brien trophy going back to LA for the first time since 2010. In doing so, the Lakers tied the Boston Celtics for the most in NBA history. This is the first time the two teams are tied for the most titles since way back to 1962, when they each had 5.
We'll hear from LeBron and the other victorious Lakers shortly here on SportsCenter. Right now, we bring in Tim Legler. And Tim, the Heat gave LA everything they had, especially Jimmy Butler in Game 5 to even force a Game 6. And you knew that LeBron would have some type of response here with another chance to win his 4th NBA title. And they did so in dominating fashion early in this game. How?
Well, Mike, when you have one team that's got by far the 2 best players in the series, you're going to have to make sure that you've got your energy, that you've got your legs under you to be able to make it difficult on the Lakers to score and not give them easy baskets early in the game. And I just thought the Miami Heat looked absolutely gassed tonight. They just didn't have the legs, and you could tell by the number of easy layups they give up early in the game, weak side cuts, catch guys falling asleep, and then these easy dribble drive layups. Rondo should not be able to blow by Jimmy Butler in that situation. He opens his shoulders, gives him an angle. Same thing here with Jay Crowder. Easy dribble drives for LeBron James, goes by Bam Adebayo the same way. So their dominance in the paint and how easy it was for them to beat their man off the dribble, get to the rim without a second-line defender, told me all I needed to know in the first half of this game, that the Miami Heat just did not have their legs under them. They were mentally and physically exhausted, and when you're playing a team like the Lakers that has the 2 best players, you've got to somehow keep your defense to find a way to keep you in the game until you start making shots. Because I know offensively they had a rough night, but if you can defensively make it difficult for the Lakers and make them take contested jump shots, at least you're in the game going into the locker room. But they just didn't have it tonight. The superior team won and did it in dominating fashion, as you said. Give them all the credit in the world because they clearly showed how they wanted it. And once they smelled a little bit of chum in that water, they knew that this was going to be their night, and they put it to them with that big second quarter run and just took the wind right out of Miami's sails.
You mentioned the 2 best players in the series, of course, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. LeBron was just named Finals MVP for the 3rd time with 3 different teams. First player in NBA history to ever win the Finals MVP with 3 different teams. And when he went to LA, it was obvious, he said it since, that he wanted Anthony Davis to be his teammate there with the Lakers, and Rob Pelinka and Jeanie Buss, they go out and make that happen. But it's one thing, Tim, if you put 2 great players together on a squad. We saw that with the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. It didn't work out as well. What is it about LeBron paired with AD that makes them such a formidable pair?
Yeah, it's easy to see why LeBron James really handpicked Anthony Davis. There is not a single guy in the entire league that he could go pick that's a better complement to LeBron James. And the reason is because Anthony Davis can take advantage of LeBron's passing skills from all over the floor. He's got great versatility as a catch-and-shoot mid-range guy to play off of LeBron James. He's a guy that can run the floor, score in transition by getting easy ones. He's a guy that can go get the ball above the rim if LeBron James finds him there. So I just think the versatility of these 2 players on both ends of the floor were perfect complements in terms of their physical skill set. But then there's another dynamic to this. It's the personality type. Anthony Davis is not a guy that carries himself on the floor like he has an ego. He's a guy that can blend in and can fit in. And I just thought his personality type was also perfect for LeBron James. I think LeBron told him when he came to LA he would get the most out of him, and he probably also told him he would make him an NBA champion. And he came through on that promise. And I'm sitting there watching that celebration as that clock ticked tick down to 0, and you saw how emotional Anthony Davis was and some of the frustrations he probably felt being a guy that put up great numbers and was considered a top 5 talent in New Orleans without a lot of playoff success, to now know what it feels like to be an NBA champion. I'm sure how grateful he is to have the opportunity presented to him, and really LeBron being the driving force behind it, as well as all of those role players that played such a significant part for this team. That's what I'm saying to LeBron if I'm on that team. I'm going up and hugging him and thanking him for giving me the opportunity to be called a champion for the rest of my life, regardless of what happens for these guys going forward. So I just thought their personalities blended, their skill sets blended, and their egos blended. And that's why you had such a dominant finals performance tonight. And if these guys stay together for the next few years, this might not be the only one that you see them finish as champions.
And to clarify what I said earlier, this is the 4th NBA Finals MVP for LeBron, but he's now done it at least once with 3 different teams. Only Michael Jordan has won the NBA Finals MVP more times. He had 6. LeBron, again, has 4. Plenty more from Tim Legler throughout the evening here on SportsCenter.
And you'll hear from the MVP. LeBron will be coming to the mic presently as the Lakers celebrate their title. They are the champions in the bubble. We're coming right back.